In the last 15 years, I also worked with a company called Loopbaan Lounge. It's together with Michel Jansen, and we've already been working for more than 15 years together to help young people get better, work on their careers. We developed several trainings. We've been building a lot of crazy ideas. We've been in front of groups of people, up to 1,000 students, employees, actually people who were in our classes at schools are now sometimes working already in corporates for several years, and sometimes we are getting invited there, and that's so fun. But I'm not sharing this to bloat. I want to share something with you, because recently I talked to a young guy who was stuck in his life, and his social worker from school, because in the Netherlands we have a system where you can also get social workers, or they call it supportive teams. This guy was sent to me to at least have a short talk with me, and this was a moment that I was like, okay, this guy has potential. This guy has actually everything set up in life, but he was missing one aspect. And I started asking him questions. When were you the happiest? When was studying going well for you? When did you have the most ambition during this year of school? And he noticed a pattern. He said, after the Christmas holidays, I quit sports. I stopped doing fitness. And I was like, why? Like, maybe because of all the whole timing. There were, after the holidays, there were school exams, there was work, there were family issues, and I didn't feel like doing sports. Oh, and during Christmas, obviously, I ate a lot of bad stuff, so it didn't give me that much energy to get ahead. And I spoke to this guy a few months ago, and a few days ago, he sent me a message like, Cor, I want to get back to you. I was ashamed actually that I didn't send you a message, because I gave him one assignment. Start going back to the gym, start doing sports. Only that, 3 times a week, and this guy is on his path now. But it took him a few weeks to actually take the first step. I told him already during our only one talk, it's okay, I don't mind. It's okay that you need to do what you need to do. But you already noticed yourself, you're smart enough. And maybe you're even smarter than me, because at your age, I was not even thinking about sports. I was just a lazy guy, 16, 17 years old, watching Dragon Ball Z, being the geek, being antisocial, being really shy. And this guy was already way ahead in his mind. Like, I understand, I need to take action. And then he sent me a message like, hey, Cor, I'm a bit ashamed that it took me 2 weeks to get back into sports again. I said 2 weeks. My mind, when I read the message. And he was ashamed not sending me something back during those days. But I told him, I don't mind, you started again. And in that same message, he told me, I'm really feeling well. I'm actually showing up. I have more energy, I have more results. And one thing that I want to share with you, and this is not about Core the coach, the dojo mindset, martial arts, is that young kids or students, when they go through puberty, they often stop with sports. If a young guy or girl around in your network, and you notice that they are getting depressed because they don't move, or they have a worse cardio than you. I had the sheer luck to have had long COVID and some thrombosis and all kinds of embolies. Past that, I'm still fitter than most of these guys. Why? I don't smoke, I don't vape and all these things, but I keep on moving. Not the way I want to, because sometimes your body, it's protesting, but in my mind, I'm clear. When I train, when I do sports, I feel lighter, I feel relaxed, a lot of tensions out of my body. Back to the young students who are in their puberty. Their problem is that a lot of changes happen in their brain. They get more self-centered, they get more aware of how they're looking, but they forget one thing, that they need to move. Movement is so essential for their brain development, for their self-confidence, but also for their school results. They spend less time on their phones. They're more building their body. And until your 20s, beginning 30s, you can manage a lot of things by not moving, but we'll get back to you. And this is something that I want to share with everybody. You don't have to be world-class fit, but keep on moving, because we're in an epidemic that we are sitting to 12 hours, sometimes 15 hours in a chair. Or when we go from one chair, we move to bed. So there's often not a lot of movement. Keep in mind that sports is something that you can develop yourself. I've chosen for martial arts, and sometimes I do fitness and swimming because I love it. At least the swimming part, fitness, not anymore so much. But this is where my career started, as to martial arts, crazily enough. I will tell that in a different video. But keep on moving. If you have some youngsters around you, step up, be a leader for them, and tell them to start moving. And then if they don't want to, even if you have to drag their asses out, excuse me for my French, please do so and keep on moving. See you next time.